Lord, Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, done made everybody mad, y'all. The whole preseason, he's been sitting down to the national anthem to protest social justice in America. And so, and of course, the first couple of games, he wasn't dressed, but it was the most recent game where they saw he was dressed, and as you see with the photo, he was sitting down during the song. Well, Kaepernick yesterday gave a news conference, took more than 30 questions. He said, I ain't standing up.
I'll continue to sit. I'm going to continue to stand with the people that are being oppressed. To me, this is something that has to change. And when there's significant change, and I feel like that flag represents what it's supposed to represent, and this country is representing people the way that it's supposed to, I'll stand. I know the consequences that come along with my decision, and if they feel strongly about it and want to stand with me, then I hope they do. If it's something they're not ready for, you know, that's what the conversations are for, and they can make that decision, you know, when they're ready or if they're ready.
All right, folks, of course, this ignited a firestorm on social media. You got some people sitting here burning his uniform. You got tweets out there. One guy said, I canceled my NFL Sunday ticket. Tolerating this anti-America crap is unacceptable. Well, you know, the NFL ticket is all of the games, so you cancel because of one player. All right, got you. I ain't canceling my NFL ticket. Okay, if your response to Colin Kaepernick is leave the country because you don't agree with him, you have no idea what freedom means. Let's go to our panel here. Spencer, Jason, Carmen, Paris. Jason, you wrote a piece in theroot.com. It's on the homepage right now where it lays out the history of the Star-Spangled Banner, and let's just say it's kind of racist.
Yeah, not kind of. It's just completely racist. The Star-Spangled Banner was written by Francis Scott Key because he was bitter about the fact that he had lost to a group of black soldiers, and then those same black soldiers were coming in and trashing Baltimore on behalf of the British. The British had offered runaway slaves, look, if you come and fight for us against the country that enslaved and oppressed you, we will give you your freedom. So the whole song, like I said, it is basically a diss track about a bitter, rich, bitter, rich, pro-slavery white man saying, I don't like that black people are coming for freedom.
Spencer, I'm reading Evan McCaley's book on the Chicago Defender, and he talks about how during World War II, J. Edgar Hoover wanted to throw black publishers in jail because they were writing about segregation during World War II, saying, oh, you're going to stir up the black soldiers. And they literally were trying to stop black newspapers from doing so by saying, that's un-American. They said, no, you can't be fighting fascism, you can't be fighting Nazism, and then you want us to be quiet about racism in America. And so what Colin Kaepernick is talking about is the injustice in America when he talked about what's happening with African Americans and people of color. And so he is trying to say, deal with those issues.
Yeah, this consciousness is essential in terms of athletes. There's so many people who kind of get a free ride and are just kind of disconnected from folks. So, you know, I applaud them just in terms of standing up, in terms of consciousness. And I think we need to encourage other athletes to and actors, right, to take similar informed stance.
Carmen and Paris, I love the people who were just celebrating Muhammad Ali a few months ago when he died. Now all of a sudden act as if, oh my God, this dude is Satan.
You know what? People only love, they love black people when we're making the money. They do not love black people when we're being honest about our condition in the United States. And you know what? Just last week, Ryan Lochte, or 2 weeks ago, was being a complete fool, completely un-American in Brazil. But we're all, you know, white America is defending his actions.
Actually, he was being very American in Brazil. But go ahead, Paris.
Look, I think, for me personally, I believe that I love the national anthem, I love the American flag, and I think we should be respectful of it and acknowledge it. But I think what we should do is what you've just done is educate ourselves so that you can make the decision. If you choose to stand, if you choose to sit, you can do that. We should be educated. But for me, I think it's appropriate and respectful to stand for the national anthem and put your hand over the heart for the flag.
But here's the deal, though. First of all, but here's the piece. Put your hand on the heart for the flag. Where did that start? Last I checked, I see nothing in the Constitution.
Right.
But hold on, I'm just saying, I see nothing in the Constitution anywhere that says you have to do that. In fact, that started because... Go ahead.
Okay, let me push back in terms of I understand the history and I understand the context. I think it should be brought out. However, do we, those folks who value black lives, want to cede patriotism, want to cede the flag to those who do not value black lives? I think we don't want to do that.
But here's the deal, though. Okay, the hand over your heart started because Reagan did it.
Yeah.
That wasn't... That's not in the Constitution. There's nothing that says that when the Pledge of Allegiance or the flag, you can stand there
and be respectful
and recite and be respectful. But we have chosen. No. The problem, I believe, is that we don't know our own history. So my deal was, when did that start? When did that actually start, that I need to put my hand over my heart? That's that big of a deal?
Right. Well, no,
Gabby Douglas got ripped.
Yeah,
exactly.
there was an event at the White House when it was Black History Month, and they were singing the Black National Anthem. President Bush was on the front row. Secretary Rice was sitting next to him. She stood up. Everyone in the room stood up, and she looked at President. He looked at her, and she looked at him. She's like, he didn't know that we were supposed to stand at the Black National Anthem. Now,
he probably rarely heard the song.
Well, actually, that's not true.
The third verse.
No, but I'm making a point. But if that has not been a part of your existence,
right,
you probably like, I don't know what y'all singing.
But there's nothing that says you're supposed to stand at the Black National Anthem. It's just something that you do out of respect.
Okay, but here's the point.
So I don't think that he should be demonized if he did it, or nor should Gabby Douglas be demonized.
So using your example, that means that if we want to stand to the national anthem, we can.
Right.
If we want to sit down, we can. If we want to take off our hat, we can.
Right.
If we don't want to take off our hat, we can. All of a sudden, we have now had these arbitrary, no, you got to stand up. And then now, if you stand up, you got to salute.
Right.
No, now if you stand up, you got to put your hand on your heart. It's kind of like, Lord, how many other rules we got to do?
I mean, and since when do you have to take a loyalty pledge to play football? Okay, I mean, at the end of the day, what Colin Kaepernick is saying, and again, he was asked this question. He was asked the question, this is why I'm making this particular stand, and he did it in a time, and again, you can't say this enough. Cam Newton, LeBron James, brothers and sisters get excoriated by the press for taking these stands, and those people usually can protect themselves by having a championship ring or a trophy. He's doing this with nothing other than his paycheck.
Before I go to the break right now, folks, this is very simple. Dissent is at the heart of the country.
And
dissent.
Yep.
It is the first dissent. And it is stunning to me that folks act as if dissent is un-American when it is the most fundamental aspect of this country. Dissent, y'all, is the First Amendment. Go read it. It ain't second, third, or 24th. It's first for a reason.
Kickstart your day at 7 and get the news you need from the perspective you want. News 1 Now with Roland Martin. Every weekday morning at 7 on TV 1.